Yo guys, welcome back. It's been a minute. I haven't been posting. I haven't been active. I haven't really been doing much at all in terms of content and YouTube. But one of my big goals this year was to try and post on YouTube as much as I can. So even though I didn't trade today, I didn't see anything that was jumping out at me. I just wanted to one recap the day and two go over how to avoid bad conditions like this. It's going to be a pretty short video. I don't have a whole lot planned to say just because, like I said, I didn't take a trade. I didn't see a trade. But I want to grow this account. I want to grow this channel. I want to make it something cool. So I figured, why not try and at least upload every day during the week. So yeah, without further ado, I'm not going to hold anybody here for an intro, so we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. So coming into today, I was bearish. I didn't care to see longs, didn't want to see longs. I really didn't care to see anything other than shorts, which wasn't offered, but that was the only thing that I was really keen on looking for today. And the reason for that is because on Friday, we had this huge dump. This was like a 600 point dump, I think. Yeah, 500 points. And then we left this huge 4-hour fair value gap, hourly fair value gap, 15-minute gaps. And we were trading all throughout last night, the overnight sessions. We were trading in this 4-hour gap with not too much volume. In all honesty, I mean, granted, it was a large fair value gap, so it's kind of tricky to say it was low volume. Like I could see there were a few times throughout the sessions where there were definitely some volume spikes, but for the most part, it was just a slow grind up through this 4-hour gap. And then we left all of this sell side. So we left pre-market lows, we left London lows, we left Asia lows, we left the NWOG, the new week opening gap. We had lows from Friday. Now, bit of a tricky read, on the from an intraday perspective, and the reason for that is because on Friday, where we closed was in this 4-hour gap right here, and I know it's small, but this 4-hour gap right here, and then we had an SMT. So if I go to the hourly, you can see we left this sell side right here. Although NQ only swept it by a point, 2 points, there was an SMT here, and this is what was sponsoring that move higher. Now, with the SMT, what I expected was we were going to form this SMT. We started trading higher. We left this new week opening gap. I expected this SMT down here only to deliver price up into this 4-hour gap. And then once we hit this 4-hour gap, we were entering a new model. So I expected to see sell side this morning. Like I said, we didn't see sell side this morning. But the reason that I know a lot of people were bullish up to previous day high, and I kind of want to just touch over quickly why I didn't care to see previous day high get swept. Coming into the morning, if you take a look at ES over here, at 9:25, ES was not even 6 points off from previous day high. We were trading with a lot of volume up higher towards previous day high, while NQ we'll go to the 925, or we'll just, like right around here. NQ had 160 points to go before reaching previous day high. So, and I wrote this morning when I was annotating my draw. Ideal scenario, because every morning when I'm trying to find my draw and annotating the day, ideal scenario is one of the big things that I touch on. I try and find 2 to 3 ideal scenarios and just kind of piggyback off of those idea intraday. Now, one of my biggest ideal scenarios today, like what I wanted to see the most, was ES come up, sweep previous day high, we get the SMT, and then we deliver lower through sell side into the new week opening gap, out of the 4-hour gap. Granted, as I've said 3 times already, we didn't sweep sell side. We never got that delivery, which is why I didn't take a trade. I wasn't bullish at all. I didn't want to take longs. I wasn't interested in taking longs. We were in this 4-hour gap, hourly gap, 15-minute gap, SMT at the highs, and we kept getting internal SMTs. There wasn't anything for me to long. Now, as the morning went on, as New York session progressed, kept going, this is kind of where I want to shift the video into because I didn't take a trade. It's how to avoid conditions like this because I know a lot of people lost today. I've been seeing it all over social media, on YouTube, and it's kind of just how you can avoid losses like this. And one of the big things, the biggest thing, really, the only thing you really need to know is zoom out. You know, if you can take one thing from this video, it's to just zoom out. It's people get too zoomed in and they're watching the 1 minute. And on the 1 minute, you know, we have, like, you can see we had a high right here, we had a low right here. You could have seen this candle as manipulation, like we manipulate over these highs. We get volume lower. This could be a good short. It's I could find 15 different 1 minute entries on here, none of which really would have played out. If I go to the 5 minute, there is nothing to take in this leg. For me personally, as an inverse fair value gap trader, there's nothing for me to take. I know a lot of people took this. We had this 5 minute gap that we left it open after seemingly edging sell side. We tapped into this 5 minute gap. A lot of people took this 3 minute, and it's going to take me a second to even annotate it because of how small it was. There were a lot of people that took this 3 minute inverse. And if there's one thing that I've learned that's stuck with me ever since finding, inverse or value gap trades and really honing in on them, if you have to zoom in to find a 3 minute gap, or not even a 3 minute, if you have to zoom in to find a fair value gap, you are chasing price. There's no need for me to sit here and zoom into the charts to try and find this. This wasn't even a full point. This was half of a point. I know there was displacement on this 3 minute candle that we inversed, but there really, if you zoom out, there is nothing to take in this leg. Mechanically, this was a very sound trade. We had the 5 minute, we had displacement, we inversed the 3 minute, we had the draw lower, we manipulated higher, we had the SMT at highs. But mechanical trading and using discretion, you have to pair them together, and it's not something you can just learn like in a day. You can't just build discretion and build intuition and just magically go through and develop all this chart time and chart experience. But if you have to, like I said, if there's one thing you can take away from this video, zoom out. Because if you have to zoom in to find an entry, you're chasing price. You're looking too hard for a trade. When you take a trade, and this is my biggest thing, when personally for my criteria and my overall trading, if I do not feel that this trade is just blatantly obvious and I would be an idiot not to take it, there's no trade. If there's hesitation, there's no trade. If there's kind of indecision, there's no trade. It has to be blatantly obvious. And conditions like these where we're not really delivering anywhere, we just have a lot of long wicks, small bodies, not really any displacement or volume in either direction, there's nothing to do. And that's okay. It is okay to sit out for a day. It's okay to not catch a move for a day. It is entirely okay to just sit out and let the market do its thing. This week, just with everything going on, like politically, in the market, macroeconomically, whatever you want to say, this week I have a bearish bias. I want to see all this sell side get swept. I want to see us revisit this low. I want to see us trade into the new week opening gap. I want to see us trade into this sell side all the way down here, this liquidity pool. If I am expecting bearish price on the higher time frame throughout the week, I am looking for an open high. Today's Monday. It's the first day of the week. What did we do? We expanded higher. We have our open high. So for the rest of the week, in an ideal world, we have our SMT, we have our high time frame external SMT. I would expect to see all of this low resistance get ran through at least into the new week opening gap. So I'm okay with just sitting out for a day. I'm okay with avoiding these bad conditions. All I'm going to do is waste mental capital, waste actual capital. It's just not going to be good for me. So I would rather just wait, sit out, sit on the sidelines, and let market do its thing on a Monday, and I can save mental and physical capital for the rest of the week. So in terms of, and I know I kind of went on a tangent there, in terms of how to avoid bad conditions, one of the biggest things is just zoom out. Like, I spent most of the day today, I was on the 1 minute around open and a little bit after open, kind of going into the day. once I saw that we weren't really delivering anywhere, like we made a lower low, we made a high, we made a higher low, and then a lower high, and then a higher low, and then a lower high. I zoomed out. I got on the 5 minute, and I was just waiting for something to jump out at me. Nothing jumped out at me. Zoom out when you don't see anything. It's I can't remember who says it, but Johnny. It's Johnny. Johnny trades. Johnny is big on saying, when in doubt, just zoom out. And that's exactly what I did today. I zoomed out. Nothing stuck out at me. While everybody was losing their 3 minute trade, their 5 minute trade, their 1 minute trade up here, I was at the gym. I didn't see anything. We still have yet to deliver to sell side. I'm perfectly okay with sitting out today. You will see that I have a realized P&L of $2.60. I did take it was a complete accident, but I took a short somewhere up here on a 1 minute inverse. MNQ, I was kind of just hovering because I thought we were going to get something good. Impulsively, I entered in short, and then I was looking at NQ. I wasn't looking at NQ at the time when I entered. MNQ inverse the fair value gap. NQ did not. So the second I saw that, I just closed the trade, which is why I'm only up 260. But yeah, they're just. I mean, look at this. This does not look clean. There's no displacement anywhere. There's no volume. I will say there was one trade that I did see, but it was completely after my cutoff. I was at the gym already, but after we were up here, we swept buy side, we re-swept buy side, we re-swept buy side. Then we left these relative equal highs right here, swept those, got a new SMT up here, just in terms of where price was. Inverse to 3 minute. This actually would have been a decent trade in my opinion because we had the SMT, the manipulation, sweep of relative equal highs, 3 minute inverse. I think this looks good. We had the equal lows as a draw, kind of as a magnet to price, and then we actually had sell side at this point. We had generated all this liquidity down here. I say all this lightly. We generated some low resistance down here. This would have been good, but like I said, this was after my cutoff. I was at the gym. I was not looking at the charts at this time. So that was a very much a shoulda, coulda, woulda play. But yeah, there really isn't much to recap today. It wasn't a super clean day in the market. Not really any volume on either side. We had PMI at 10. Didn't really do a whole lot. No data low, no data high play. So yeah, that's really all there is to it today. I really want to stress, to the 3 people that watch my YouTube videos, if you are in a position where you are zooming in to find trades, if you are in a position where you're hawking the 1 minute trying to find an entry, or you're gathering all this data like, okay, we have a CISD, we have an inverse, we have the 5 minute. If you're doing all these things just to find a trade, you are doing too much. When you take a trade, it should be for the sole purpose of, this looks blatantly obvious, I'd be an idiot not to take this. Those are the setups that you need to be focusing on, not the ones where you're having to zoom in like this to find a 3 minute gap in a barely noticeable manipulation leg. So I want that to be the takeaway from today. If you are in doubt and you feel like you are indecisive about a trade, either just zoom out or don't take the trade at all. It is okay to miss a day. It's okay to miss a setup. It's okay to miss a move. As long as it was not an A+ setup, there should be zero feeling of FOMO or greed or anything along those lines. So that's one of the big takeaways from today. I know we kind of, I didn't trade, but we did go over how to avoid bad conditions, weekly outlook, this, that, the other. So I will leave you guys with that, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Whether I trade or not, I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm going to upload a video. Like I said, 2026. I really want to grow this YouTube channel, make it something cool, make it something where people can learn, grow, this, that, the other. So I will leave you guys with that, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.